Hello, hello, hello. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and jump in. Hopefully, I will have, let me make some adjustments, have some of the team. Sorry, hopefully I have a few of you guys joining us live. If not, this would definitely stay up as a replay. And we'll put it on YouTube as well for those of us who are not on Facebook, okay? So welcome, you guys. This is this week's training or team talk, team discussion. Normally we would do these on Monday for Marketing Monday, but the way my life and Kayla is set up, I will get these in when I can, but I want to definitely commit to doing at least one of these once a week. And that is just pouring into you guys, just giving you guys information, training, marketing advice, things like that, that will help us all succeed with our business. And I guess the foundation of that is actually knowing your business, which is why I wanted to take some time to do this particular video. We're going to talk about today ranks and recognition. Okay. You have to know your business. That's a very, very important part of marketing. You want to know what you're actually selling. So one of the very, very cool things, hello, Miss Precious, very cool things about our business is that not only do we have the incentive of making money selling the jewelry, it's our own business. We're selling a product that we love. Most of us love and wear our own product every single day. That's an incentive all in itself. But we are also a part of a business, a company that gives you the opportunity to make more money as you support yourself, and you can rank and also we give recognitions and awards for doing simple things, just working your business. So that's a very, very cool thing. So I just want to take some time. Hopefully this won't be a long video. Just take a few minutes just to explain what can be a little bit complicated sometimes, and hopefully I don't stumble as much to try to explain the compensation program for Paparazzi. Compensation meaning our ranks and promotions, and also I'm going to throw in info about like some of our recognitions and our awards and things that you can actually do for simply just working your business and achieve within Paparazzi. Okay. So, and if you guys have any questions, if you're live, let me know. I will be happy to stop and answer any questions if you're there. I would be happy to do that, okay? So let's go ahead and jump in. So if you're like me, when I started Paparazzi, like looking at that chart, so they give us this chart in the our starter kit, and the chart has like this long, like big, like complex looking graph that lists all the different ranks, and then it has like these numbers and percentages and like acronyms. This is like PV and OV and things like that, and it can be a little bit intimidating, I guess, or a little bit just kind of like you just what term about, like it's hard to understand. What is wrong with me? Incomprehensible, I guess. I don't know. Hard to understand at first glance, but now that I've had experience in the company, a year in now, I've had a couple of ranks, advancements, and now I feel like I can explain it a little bit better. Of course, we're all in this together. We're all in this kind of new together. We're all growing and learning. So definitely, I just want to share what I can for you guys. But if you have anything to add, if you have a different understanding, please feel free to share. And I'll be happy to share the spotlight with you. Not spotlight, but, share the floor. So let's go ahead and jump in. So first of all, there are two things you need to know in order to understand the Paparazzi compensation plan. One, PV. PV, you'll hear this like almost every day if you're talking about Paparazzi, your business. PV stands for personal volume. right? And PV is basically the number that Paparazzi uses to determine a lot of different things, your ranks, your promotions, how your commissions are calculated, and things like that. If you're active or not, like your PV is very important, and knowing and understanding what that is very important, right? So PV stands for, like I said, personal volume, and each piece in Paparazzi that you order, that you purchase, with some exceptions to like the Z collection and Starlit Shimmer, your regular pieces, each item carries 2 PV, right? So anything that you're ordering, like from your new releases, from your blockbusters, anything that comes under like necklaces and things like that, your regular jewelry, the jewelry that costs you $275 each at wholesale, carries 2 PV, right? And then your exceptions are these, like the Z collection or signature collection. They hold 10 PV once you purchase each one. So that's a little bit different. And then the Starlit Shimmer is our little girls line, like the little bitty cute kid collection. No PV comes with that, okay? So that's just the foundation of your business, the PV. That's your personal volume, right? So 2 pieces. And just for easy math and easy talking right now, let's just think about the 2 PV per piece, okay? Secondly, you need to know about being active. So in order to be active, and we talk about this a lot in our group, so most of you, if you've come through any time recently, like with our onboarding, and you're a part of our groups, you know what being active means. Being active just means that you have ordered, or you have at least 50 PV each month. And that's how you stay active. And 50 PV translates basically into 25 pieces. So you need to either purchase 25 pieces at minimum, or someone or have online orders that accumulate to those same 25 pieces. So that you could be active for the month. So it doesn't have to all come from you, but you do need to accumulate those 50 PV. 25 pieces at minimum to be active, okay? And active status basically gives you the opportunity to show up on our national paparazzi page. So if anybody is looking for you specifically, or for consultants in their areas, you would pop up. Your website is active, and you pop up on our national website if you're active. And which is even more important to me than the website piece, once you're active, you get commission when you get online orders and when you start building your team. So and we're going to talk about team building in just a second. So you want to be active because, you know, that's where your money, especially your residual income comes in. Money that's yours, money that you're accumulating monthly. That's your money, but you have to be active to get that money. So website orders, team commissions, that money comes to you only if you're active. If you're not active, that money rolls up to your upline. So if I signed you, like if you signed to my team specifically, Team 5-Star Glam, or if you signed to Shavonda, or if you signed to Tracy or Andrea or Lynette, your commission will roll up to whoever signs you, your upline, if you're not active for that month. And I tell everybody this. This is one of my favorite lines. Now, while I would love to have your money, to make more money, I would much rather you keep your own and keep the money that you actually worked up hard for. I actually got a commission from a couple of people last month just because they weren't active and they had website orders. So definitely make sure you are getting those 25 pieces at minimum. 25 pieces, or it can be 3 Z collection pieces, or it can be like 2 Z collection pieces and 5 regular pieces. Just make sure you're getting your your 50 PV, okay? So those are 2 like foundational things that you need to know: your PV, your active. and knowing what it is to be active so that you can understand the compensation plan. Okay. So, for the compensation plan itself, Paparazzi created the compensation plan basically to help those of us who are building our teams, building a business, and helping others do the same thing. So, they're compensating you basically for sharing Paparazzi, sharing the opportunity. So, as you rank up and get promotions and things like that, just as a thank you from Paparazzi, you'll be rewarded basically with a long-term and residual income by just sharing the opportunity and getting other people to sign up and sell the product, right? So basically, the compensation plan rewards you for building, training, supporting your team of consultants, right? And the reward that team builders get is based upon their team success and longevity in the paparazzi business. The more consistent you are, the more you build, the longer you stay in, the more money you make. And that's just what it is. I know we have a lot of frustrations when, from month to month, a lot of, you don't see necessarily the results that you feel like you should have. People aren't joining your team. Your team isn't active. Your team isn't, recruiting or anything like that. You can get a little frustrated, but it's very important to remember that Rome wasn't built in a day. And we all know what that means, right? It just takes a little time. Sometimes it takes and a lot of times, the most time, it takes a little time and some consistency to actually build your team, build your business, build that residual income. So stick with it. Don't quit. That's why I sent out that message the other day. Just don't quit. Just stay the course. Keep working your business. Make sure you're always active. Share the opportunity, and you'll see some results. And that's basically what the compensation plan is all about, right? So let's see. You'll be able to earn commission off the inventory that your team members personally purchase through Paparazzi when they do their parties and things like that. And when they recruit, the more your team members sell at parties or sell on their Facebook Live or buy or whatever, that's the more money and more commission you will make ultimately. Okay. And what does this mean to you? It just means that basically, I want you to succeed just as your upline, as your team lead. And if you have your own team, we have a few directors who are inching their way up as well, just like I'm inching my way up. And basically, we want each other to succeed. I want you to succeed because it helps me. And of course, you want your upline to succeed, or you want your downline to succeed, because we're all in this thing together, and we're literally, it's a cyclical effect that I'm going to explain in a little bit, for us literally helping each other. What you do, I benefit from. Some of the things that I do, you definitely benefit from. Some of the things that we do as a group, we benefit from. Okay, so that's the thing. So now let's look at think about the chart and what all that stuff means. And so I'll just start with a few, just talk about a few of the different promotions, and you have the chart. If you want to talk about a little bit more, just let me know, and we can obviously keep going up in rank. So let's start off when you sign up. So when you sign up, you are a consultant. That's what you are, just a regular consultant when you sign up. And that just means you're entitled to buy paparazzi jewelry at wholesale prices. You're also eligible for like the show rebate and different bonuses and things like that if you're buying like a whole bunch of PV at the same time. This just means you get a little discount if you order over 1,000 PV at the same time. Let's see, and yeah, that's basically what it is. That's your benefit for being a consultant. You get to buy jewelry at wholesale. You get to sell it. You get your own website. All the benefits you got when you signed up to be a consultant, right? That's what you are starting off, a consultant. So you become, the next step is a star consultant. Star consultant is when you have ordered at least 50 PV, your first 25 pieces outside of your starter kit. Most consultants pretty much reach this rank in the first month or two if you have every desire to consistently be active. Most people, a lot of our team reach Star Consultant in the same month. They'll sign up, they realize they need more product, and go ahead and order. I encourage that. I definitely encourage that, because you always, to be known as the jewelry lady or the jewelry man or that jewelry person, you need to consistently have new products coming in. So I encourage you to order often and consistently. Okay, so when you hit that first when you hit that first 50 PV, you are then considered a Star Consultant. Simple as that. You are also eligible to get a business building bonus. I'm sorry, I'm reading as well. So, just so I can make sure I'm understanding everything. So, or explaining everything correctly. So you are eligible to get a business building bonus. That just means that, let's see, if the consultant that you personally enroll or sponsor sign on with a starter kit or order more than 200 PV in the first order, you get a bonus for that. How cool is that? And I can't remember that number, maybe $30 or so, I can't remember. But either way, you're a Star Consultant, so you have all the benefits of being a consultant, and then you also get the extra benefits of getting money and bonuses. Oh, and also if you bring in a consultant as a Star Consultant, if you bring in 1 or 2 consultants, you immediately you start getting 5% commission of your downlines orders. If they order or if they recruit, you get 5% of that as a Star Consultant. Okay, the next rank up is Director. Right? So director is basically when you will see a significant jump in your commission checks. And we call this the 10%ers club. It's not necessarily saying that only 10% of consultants reach director status, which is why I thought that's why Tamika and Yolanda named it 10%ers club. But no, that means that you will consistently get 10% of your downlines purchases as far as like your commission goes. So that's the 10% club. So when you reach director, to hit director, and this is why I encourage you to hit director in the first 30 days. When a consultant orders at least 50 PV in a month and has sponsored 3 recruits, 1, 2, 3, and they're all active. This is why I say do it in 30 days, so you know they're automatically active because they sign up. Then you will become a paparazzi director. Okay. Not only do you receive the benefits of the Star Consultant, but your commissions will increase from 5% to 10% on your front line. Your front line, you'll hear that term as well. Your front line are the people that you personally sponsor, personally bring in, invite, and sign up, and they sign up. They're on your team. That's considered your front line, the people who are directly under you. Okay. And this is also known as Unilevel 1. So you'll see that on the chart as well. Unilevel 1, that's your front line. So as a director, you get 10% of everything that they purchase, every website order that comes through. If they recruit some more people, which is the next step that we're going to talk about, you get bonuses and commission from that. And so the front line, you get 10%. And then as a director, when your front line starts recruiting, they bring somebody in, you get 5% of your second line or your Unilevel 2. That's what it's called. Okay. So that's when your residual income starts picking up. As long as you're active, if your team is moving, if they're purchasing, if they're buying, if they're recruiting, you're actually getting a specified percentage, the 10% from your front line, 5% from your second line. So how cool is that? Like, that's super cool. That's why I always stress the importance of recruiting. That's why I'm always out to recruit. I'm helping my upline, of course, but because she's getting 10% from what I produce, and she's getting 5% of what you produce in most cases. And And when we take it a step further, go to the next rank, Premier Director. The further you go up, basically, you'll see that pattern. Further you go up, the more you're more drilled down your lines go as far as like your the commission that you can receive. So as a director, you get commission from your front line and from your second line, right? When you go up to Premier Director, which is the next rank, Premier Director, I'm an executive. Okay, Premier Director, that's the next rank. You still have to do all that a director does, right? And that's get your 3 active consultants. But this is where like the game changes. This is where it's very important to do team building, team around, things that we do together, our trainings and things like that to keep your team active. To keep your team motivated and to keep your team moving. This is where the game changes when you become a Premier Director, or to even achieve Premier Director, because this is where like your organizational volume comes in. So we already talked about PV, right? PV is your personal volume. Organizational volume is your OV. That's the term, the OV. You'll hear that every now and then, or all the time when it comes to our team, because we're shooting for, for bigger amounts every month. So your organizational volume is everything that your team does minus you. Minus your PV. So if we're talking about Team 5-Star Glam's OV, that's everything that you guys, you who are watching this on our team page, that's everything that you guys produce minus me. So right now, we're at, where are we today? We're at 2424 OV. Which is actually a little low for our team because we have hit 6,000. So we'll talk about that in a second. But that is all inclusive of all 51 people who are on this team. So if you're active, if you're buying, your OV goes toward that big number. That does not include me. You'll hear the term GV, which is group volume. That includes me. And me plus you guys, let me turn this. I'm sorry. Let me turn the sound down. Me plus you guys, all our entire organization's volume, our group volume, our GV goes towards my upline and her ranking and promotion, which is why you'll hear, every now and then I'll mention Tamika's rank advancement, or we need to get this number or whatever, because we're really trying to push her up as well, right? So to be a Premier Director, you have to do all that the director does, plus you have to have an organizational volume of at least 3,000. Right? And that 3,000, of course, like I said, is all of your PV, all of your team's PV put together and calculated together. So to hit the Premier Director, you have to hit 3,000. And the kicker is this. So you can get 3,000, but it can't come from one person or from one team. And that's basically how this differentiates us from a pyramid scheme. Like, we're not like a pyramid where it's like, these people, this person can buy her way up into an advancement by, the person under them. One person can produce a lot or buy a lot and push one person up. It's actually, you have to grow balance. You have to grow and build your team balance, right? And that just means that, and then this is the way that Paparazzi buffers that. That means that only 1/3 of your PV can come from each leg, and each leg or team on your team. So each person on your front line is considered a leg, even if they bring in other people. Everybody under them is considered a leg. So think about that. So you can only get, when you're thinking about your rank up, only 1/3 of your PV can come from each leg. So that means that if you're trying to become a Premier Director, and this is very important for our directors who are on the team right now. I think we have 4 or 5 directors right now. This is very important. You're in pursuit of 3,000 PV, and you have your minimum directors, 3 directors, right? how long have we been live? Just double checking. Okay, 25 minutes. We're gonna try to keep this down, get it wrap up pretty soon, right? But the Premier Director, so you're after Premier Director, you're looking for 3,000 OV. That's what you're motivating your team to do, to sell, to have online orders, to recruit, to all tally up to that 3,000 PV, which is ultimately your organizational volume, your OV. But only 1/3 of the PV can come from one leg. So that means if you need 3,000 and you have, say, 3 people on your team, only 1,000 PV can be calculated into that 3,000 from one person. So that means that, let's use our team for example. Say I was looking at ranking up to Premier Director. I have Andrea, Shavonda, Tracy, and Lynette all on my team, right? Only, and Shavonda does 2,500 PV. Or her group does 2,500 PV. Lynette does 500. Andrea does 892. And Tracy does 1,110. I can only take 1,000. That means that I would only be able to calculate 1,000 from Shavonda, 1,000 from Tracy, that 892 from Lynette and or from Andrea, and then the 500 from Lynette. And that doesn't give me my 3,000, right? Does it, or does it? I don't know. Yeah, it does. That does do it. But like technically, like if you calculate it all, it comes upwards of like 5,000, but you can only bring in 1,000. That's 1/3 of whatever rank you're trying to accomplish. You can only bring in 1/3 of from each leg. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys, right? So that means if you're right now we're going up for Premier Director, you got 3,000. That means that only one from each person. You cannot it won't, you definitely want them to keep it moving, keep selling. Don't just stop at the 1/3, but to be calculated for your rank, it'll only take that 1/3. Okay. And that's and it can come from each leg. So if you have 3 consultants, and I might just be reading back over what I just, let's see. Yeah. So if you have, like I said, like a 1 consultant, that's way over the limit, that's your heavy leg, all of their PV cannot be calculated. And so it's basically easier to achieve this, achievement when you have a slightly bigger team. I'm not saying that it can't be done with your 3 or 4 team members. It can definitely be done. But it's easier where you can make smaller purchases. If somebody isn't active this month or whatever, like if you have a larger team, the bigger you grow your team, the easier it becomes to achieve these different ranks, right? So, basically, the moral of the story is keep recruiting. I know, we have a big team. We have a big team. To some people, it's a big team. But to some people, it's a very, very tiny team. To those people who have thousands of people on their teams or hundreds of people on their team, this is why I'm literally every single day, I'm working my punch list. I'm working my contact list, my prospective list. Because I'm recruiting. I have a goal to recruit at least 3 to 5 personal consultants to join my team every single month. I encourage you to do the same exact thing. Make a goal yourself to keep recruiting, because the bigger your team is, the easier it is to hit those different ranks, right? I didn't, and just to kind of give you some perspective to those of you who are getting frustrated with your team building, or that, if you're not ranking as fast as you think you should be. I didn't rank to Premier Director until almost a year after joining Paparazzi. Some people go longer than that. And I think I had a team, maybe personally sponsored 20 people, 25 people before I ranked up. And then I ranked up again just recently, and we had a team of 50. So it took some building to get that. Some people do it faster. A lot of people do it, with smaller amounts. But just don't despise your humble beginnings. That's all I want to tell you. Don't despise your humble beginnings. As a team lead, if you're recruiting, keep recruiting. If you're team building, keep team building. Keep that morale up. Keep encouraging engagement. Keep engaging with your team. I try to set an example, to be an example for pretty much, you guys. But of course, do what works for you, do what works for your team, but keep it going, be consistent, and keep that momentum going. So that's Premier Director, right? And basically you get all the commissions from your second level, from your two levels, just as Director did, but then that third level comes in where you get another 5% as well. So it's 10% from your front line as a Premier Director. Your second line or unilevel 2, you get 5% commission from everybody on that team, no matter how many people on that second line, or how many people across. When I say across, meaning that I'm here, I bring in Shavonda, and then I bring in Andrea on that same line. I bring in Tracy, I bring in Lynette, I bring in Shanika, I bring in Davisha, whoever. That's all one line. And no matter how, like if they're, that they keep coming and it's going across that line, I get 10% from everybody. Now, when Shavonda recruits someone, I get 5% from someone. That's my front line recruiting my second line and her first line. But as much as many people that Shavonda recruits, I get 5%, no matter how far across, how far. Shavonda recruits 10 people, I will get 5% from all those 10 people. Shavonda recruits 10, Tracy recruits 15, Andrea recruits 20, Lynette recruits 30. All 50 of those people, however many that is, I get 5% from that. And I thought somebody was pulling up my driveway. And it kind of keeps going no matter how far across that line it goes. And then once, Shavonda recruits Tina, and Tina recruits her recruits, I get 5% from that, just as a Premier Director. So you see how that works? The further down you drill, like the more money you get, and the further you go up, the further down you can drill, if that makes any sense. So that's Premier Director. And then lastly, I'll talk about Executive Director. So Executive Director is where I am now. And Executive Director, basically the same things as before. Get 10% of your unilevel, 5% of your second line, 5% of your third line. That means that if I recruit Shavonda recruit Tina recruit Sally, I get 10% from Shavonda, 5% from Tina, 5% from Sally. But now, as an Executive Director, you're going to get an additional 3%. Sorry. 1%. And I'm looking at the chart. 1% from your fourth line. And that starts like your generational thing. It's called Generation 1. So if Sally, who is 1, you have me, Shavonda, Tina, Sally, I get what? From Sally, do I get 1%? Okay. And then and if Tina brings in more people, it's that same 1% commission. But you think about that, that's building, and that's income that you're doing, you're getting regardless of, your efforts at that point. Of course, you're still working your business, you're still active, but that comes from your team actually working. So that's why it's very important when you become a team lead, when you recruit people to be a part of your team, it's very, very important to keep the morale up, keep people engaged, make sure people know their business, i.e. our team trainings and our team videos, because you want people to stay motivated. You want them to work their business because it's helping you work yours, and it's helping you build and grow in your business. Okay. So it's very important. You're basically helping each other help each other. And then a few other ranks. Oh, and to become an Executive Director, you need to have 6,000. So your 3 active consultants at least, and then 6,000 OV for the month. That will put you at Executive Director status. And then it changes a little bit as well. To be active is no longer the minimum. When you become an Executive Director, or to become an executive director, you have to have a minimum purchased of 100 PV as opposed to that 50 PV. Okay, so it's more, the higher you go in the company, the more it's required of you. Of course, you'll get the compensation, but they require more. We require more of you. And that's just in life, period. The harder you work or the higher you climb, the harder you have to work, right? And so that's kind of what it is. So as an executive director, you have to have at least a minimum of 100 PV of your own. So you're active. And at that point, if you're active, that's like a D. That's like a C+ or something like that. If you're talking about grades, I heard that from one of our elite consultants in the training before. Minimum, I mean, that's your minimum. Your minimum is being active. As a leader, and if you're serious about your business, and just keep this in mind, if you're serious about your business, being active is not even a question. You are being active. You're active for the month if you're serious about your business at the minimum. If you're a leader, and my leaders know we have our challenges right now, we're looking at like 500 PV. And this is the personal philosophy. Like, as a leader, you should always lead from the front. Right? That means that if you have a team and you're expecting them to be active, you should always be active. If you're expecting them to, have a minimum of 200 PV or 500 PV, you need to go that extra mile and make sure you have at least what you're requiring your team or asking of your team to help you grow. Okay. So that's our team philosophy. So, and if you're looking at this and you're not a leader, a team lead right now, and a team lead just basically means you're recruiting somebody. You recruit and assign somebody. If you have any kind of ambitions of being a team on Team 5-Star Glam, that's what we're requiring from you. We're requiring that you lead from the front, basically. And that's just what it is. So next few ranks, producer is after executive director. That just means that you have same thing as everything before. You have 12,000 OV. That's to be a producer. 12,000 OV. That means that only, let me see, 1/3 of 12,000 is what, 4,000? 4,000, which means that each leg can only have a maximum of 4,000, right? To become the next step up is premier producer, and you need a OV of organizational volume. Your team needs to hit 25,000 OV. That's to become a premier producer. And as you are growing up, the further down you go, again, with the commission and getting those percentages from people who are recruiting on your team. And then the coveted executive producer is the next step after premier producer. And I'm saying coveted because you're now considered an elite consultant. It's a very coveted spot in Paparazzi, and you start with becoming an executive producer. An executive producer means that you have personal volume, your own volume of at least 100 PV. But if, like I said, on our team, we are pushing hard, and we are leading from the front. So a lot of us most times are going to have more than that 100. And then your team as a whole, executive producer, is producing 40,000 OV. 40,000 OV to become a executive producer, and that puts you in the elite ranks. And the elite ranks, that gives you, that's basically like the upper echelon of Paparazzi. You are doing big business with your business. And then after that is only up from there. Fashionista is the next step, 75,000 OV. A-lister is 150,000 OV. Moving on up to Maven A-lister, 250,000 OV. That's your team as a whole collectively getting those numbers. Now I know it seems so far off, but trust me, it's so doable. It's so doable. People are literally being ranked up and promoted to these different positions every single day, every single month in Paparazzi. People that look like us, people that live in our same neighborhoods, in our same cities. It is doable. And these are regular people just like us. So don't think that there's some kind of secret formula, magic formula, special person, or whatever. You can do this. All you have to do is promote or work your business consistently. And that's all we're encouraging you to do. That's what I'm after. That's what, hopefully, if you're serious about your business, that's what you're after, because the higher you go up, the more money you make and the more recognition you get for your business. And that's literally what it's all about, because you're not in business just to be in business, right? You're in business to make money, right? So why not tap into every single resource that you have available, every single opportunity that you have available? Why not tap into that to make sure you capitalize off of everything that's offered to get the maximum amount that you can make, okay? So let's think about that as you rank up. So that's what we're after. We're after recruiting, because we're trying to, the bigger your team is, the easier it is to hit these different ranks. So recruit. If you need a formula, I do a very, very simple formula, and it yields results every single month. Every single day, I reach out to just 10 people. If you don't think you know that many people, start with 5. Every single day, touch at least 5 people every single day, whether it's by text or by Facebook Messenger or by in person at work or whatever. 5 people, touch 5 people, and all you're doing is introducing them to the business. It's no formula, it's no special presentation. You're just offering, just sharing what you love about the business. Give them the opportunity to sign up. Ask 5 people if they would be interested in joining the business, and if they say no, ask them if they would be willing to host a party for you, because that's another inroad to make more money, and then you would have the opportunity to share the business with more people if they let you have a party for them, right? So 5 people, just say 5 a day. If you can reach out for 30 days straight, I guarantee you, if you're doing that, you're going to yield results. I have a goal of recruiting at least 3 to 5 consultants every single month, and I have never gone. Sometimes I do fall a little short sometimes of that goal. I have fell short before of that goal. Don't intend on falling short any longer. But I have never gone a month since starting with Paparazzi. I've never gone a month without signing at least one person. Because I'm actually reaching out, talking about the business, and I encourage you to do the same thing if you're serious about your business and you want to see growth and recognition and promotion within the business. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know. And then, so we have the compensation plan, you get your commission and things like that. Then we have a few recognition pieces that I just want to talk about very, very briefly, because we are at 42 minutes. We'll be finished within the hour, okay? So let's talk about awards and recognition. So we have a few incentive programs, a couple. And let's start with Crown Club. So Crown Club is basically an incentive for building your business and keeping your team morale up. That's it. So when you start recruiting, start thinking about hitting the recognition of Crown Club, right? So you start recruiting. You get people on your team. You have at least 5 people on your team. Crown Club starts with Crown Club 5. Crown Club 5 means that you have consistently had a team of at least 5 active consultants for 3 months straight, right? Crown Club 5, you're going after your 5 active consultants, and with that, you get inducted into Crown Club. You, for 3 months, if 5 people on your team, no matter what 5 those are, they can switch out. You can add 5 people every month, as long as you have 5 active consultants for the month. You're in Crown Club 5, and it's 3 straight months, right? You're inducted into Crown Club 5. You get this dope certificate. I have mine already. I made Crown Club 5, thanks to you guys. And then you're inducted into Crown Club, where you get later in the year, you will get access to exclusive pieces that only members of Crown Club 5 will have access to ordering. How cool is that? Like, and that's just for keeping your team motivated and keeping them, making sure they stay active. That's it. So Crown Club 5 is 5 active consultants for 3 months straight, right? Crown Club 10 is the next step up, and Crown Club 10 is, of course, 10 active consultants for 3 months straight. And with that recognition, you'll get a nice certificate. You'll get a nice trophy that they'll give you when you go to convention in Vegas. This year, I get one. Thank you. I'm so excited about that. You get this nice huge trophy, and then you have access again to ordering those exclusive pieces that only you as a member of Crown Club can order. How cool is that? And then the next few, Crown Club 25, that's 25 active consultants on your team for 3 months straight. Crown Club 50. And I want to say they added Crown Club 75 or Crown Club 100. I want to say that, but don't quote me on it. But definitely, it's on your website. It's on the website, on the Paparazzi website. It's in the back office. You can see what all those recognitions are. But that's another recognition that you will get, and you just get some. I mean, you get exclusive pieces. Oh, and then when you're Crown Club 5, starting at Crown Club 5, when you go to convention, you get special pieces too. A special free like 25 pack of items as well. And then the further you go up, you get, you know, more incentives and more pieces and dinner and all that stuff. So it's very, very cool. So think about that. So when you're recruiting your team, think about keeping them active, helping them stay active, you know, doing what it takes to keep them motivated and encouraged to stay active, because that's a good, cool incentive. Another incentive, actually probably one of the last ones I'm talking about, is Life of the Party access. Life of the Party is for the cool kids, or the hardworking kids, really. This is for the people who are actually working your business, who are buying products hand over fist and having parties and pushing their websites. And basically that's what it is. So Life of the Party just means that you have a certain amount of PV. So you have different levels of Life of the Party. So you have Life of the Party starting off with Life of the Party Bronze Access. Bronze access just means that you have at least from July 1st to June 30th. That's our calendar year in Paparazzi, July 1st to June 30th. Life of the Party Bronze means that you have accumulated, either ordered or gotten website orders, at least 5,000 PV. And that is just 2,500 pieces. You've accumulated that for yourself. And that's your personal volume, not your team, not what your team does, what you do. And, you know, people order through your website. So Life of the Party Bronze access is 5,000. And you get something cool with that as well. You get a nice certificate. You get nice pieces, some free pieces at convention, a branded bag. And, oh, you know what? Guess what I did? I just explained, I'm sorry. Crown Club 5 is your certificate. I'm sorry. Life of the Party, I just explained for Crown Club 5. See, that's why I have to keep at my notes, and I have to constantly look at these things. Life of the Party is everything I explained for Crown Club 5, basically. Life of the Party Bronze access, you get your certificate. You get a Life of the Party branded bag from convention. You get a bundle of 25 pieces from the convention jewelry that you can only get at convention. You get that for free. And then you have access to order items later in the year that only you as Life of the Party can order, not Crown Club 5. Sorry, I totally messed that up. Next, you have Life of the Party Silver access. That's if you accumulate 10,000 PV. You get all of that and the above, plus 5 free pieces each month that you'll get, and you'll get access to those special pieces each month, like once your access starts. And you also get lunch with the founders at convention. How cool is that? I think I'm right now I'm shooting for silver. I'm gonna get that. Gold access is 15,000 PV and a bunch of extra stuff. Life of the Party Platinum access is 25,000 PV. You get a bunch of stuff with that. Certificate, bags, extra hostess rewards. You get a complete set of the Z collection, and you get an opportunity to model, to be a paparazzi model. It's very, very cool to have Life of the Party access. That means you're accumulating your own on your own. You either buying, purchasing, or you through your website order selling 25,000 PV, and that's platinum. And then diamond access says that you you hit 35,000 PV, and that's 17,500 pieces. that you're either selling or buying. Amazing, and it's very doable. People are doing it every single month. If you look at those recognition emails that come out, you'll see people are doing this every single month, and you can do that as well. Be serious about your business, be consistent with your business, decide, where you want to be with your business, how much you want to invest, and you will hit some of these recognitions too. We have people on our team who are hitting these recognitions. Andrea Hawkins is a Life of the Party member. I'm a Life of the Party member. Tamika, our upline, is Crown Club 5. I'm Crown Club 5, and a couple other things. Like we can do this. It's very doable, very achievable. All you have to do is be consistent and work your business. And then you get even above all of those things, you have Crown Club 5, you have Life of the Party, you get your compensation packages, and then you have opportunities to win free trips. You have, and you'll see those, like for your all access trips, you have your retreats and things like that. All you're doing, you'll see like the different contests that come out where you get points for just simply working your business. Working your business means that you're recruiting, means that you're getting PV, your team building, your team is active, your team is doing things in Paparazzi, like buying, they're signed up, registering for a convention. You're working your business, and that's it. And you're getting compensated for those things. We have our uplines. Yolanda actually won 2 free trips to like Cancun, Mexico, and somewhere else because she just worked her business. We have so many different examples of that. All you have to do is work your business. Let me know if you have any questions. I know that was pretty exhaustive, but I definitely wanted to take some time to explain, just in case you guys are having a challenging time just understanding what these different recognitions, these different ranks in the compensation plan means for you. It means everything. When it comes to this business, it means a lot to you. So know your business, know what you're selling, know what you're promoting. And when you do that, you can promote it better. You can sell it better because you're motivated to do better so that you can achieve better, right? That's exactly, I'm motivated by it all. I'm motivated by it all. Hopefully you are too. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Again, this will be on replay. This will be on YouTube. Feel free to put comments in the comment section, or come back over to our text group, ask questions, call me on the phone. I'm available. Yes, honey, I need Life of the Party too. I just made bronze, but I'm totally going after silver at the minimum. I'm going after silver by convention because, yeah, I want them in those incentives. I was about to get real ghetto. I want those incentives and stuff. So, yeah, that's it. Talk to you guys later. Let me know if you have any questions. Do great. Be great. You are great. And I believe in you. I want you to succeed. That's the only reason, especially if you're my personally sponsored, that's the only reason I wanted you to be on my team, because I know you can do it. I know you can be successful at it. And I am here to help. So talk to you guys later. Have a good rest of the week. Happy Wednesday. Bye. And work it. Work it Wednesday. Bye.